What do you got?
I'm going to tell you who's going to win the Coleman medal this year in the
Oh, okay.
AFL.
Nice.
And as we know, Stats Guy, I'm a fan of big power forwards because how do you win games of football, Stats Guy?
Oh, you defend well. You defend strong.
Shut up, Stats Guy. That's a North Melbourne claim. You kick more goals than the other team, more points. That's how
Absolutely,
you win
absolutely.
games. That's how you win games. Jeremy Cameron, he kicks a lot of goals, Stats Guy.
Yeah,
He is currently $8 to win the Coleman medal, and I am saying he will win in 2023.
he's my pick as well. I really like that. Yep.
Geelong last season, because you've got to also break this down. Geelong last season, obviously, dominant premiership winners, as much as it pains me to admit. Their percentage in the home and away season, we're not going to get a Matt Short rorting in the finals here. This is just regular home
Exactly.
and away.
It's just
all 23 games of it.
Good call.
Geelong's last year, their percentage was 144. So they absolutely donkey licked some teams. There was some smashings in there. And let's be honest, there's probably going to be some this year because there's sort of 3 or 4 teams that are in that big rebuild at the moment. And, later in the year, if, Geelong cash them, there could be some absolute
bombings. He loves getting bags against the lower teams.
And the same goes for, Carlton or whatever. We're going to focus on Jezza, though. Tom Hawkins, who's his main partner in crime, had foot surgery in December. Tom Hawkins is still like $12 to win the Coleman. Now, if you are 38 years old and look like you're 18 like Tom Hawkins, I can't know how old he is, but baby-faced assassin.
He's older than he looks.
And you had a foot surgery in December. You're not going to rush back into the team.
No, they said he's not rushing him back.
Many games as possible, but it's also like you're a bit older. You were dominant in the grand final, throwing Tom Hickey all over the joint. He actually threw him into punt road at one stage. Nice. Why not just get him ready and sort of manage him through the season? Sort of what they did with Selwood last year as well. He might miss a game here or there. So I feel like Hawkins won't play a full lot of games. He's already going to miss the first 2, 3, 4
they said he's going to miss the first few anyway. So I really like this.
They're not going to rush him here, which means Jez is going to become the focal point. Now, 3 of the first 4 games at the MCG for Geelong. Jeremy Cameron has kicked 62 goals in 25 games at the MCG. Now, no, these are some bloody tough games because I think they've got Carlton, Collingwood, and maybe Richmond in the first.
But he'll still score goals. Yeah.
Sorry, it's Hawthorn. Carlton, Collingwood, and Hawthorn in the first 4 rounds. Now, to play Hawthorn have gone full scorched earth and just blew up their list.
He can dominate,
to start the rebuild. He could easily kick 6 or 7 against them.
Yeah.
And he kicks his 3 or 4 against Geelong and against Collingwood and Carlton. He's off to a fly.
He can score against anyone, yeah.
No, there's also a game against the Gold Coast Suns thrown in there up at Metricon Stadium. In 16 games against the Gold Coast Suns, he's kicked 63 goals. So that's
that is nuts.
He's got a pretty good record against them.
That is nuts.
I will freely admit he was probably the best forward in 2022, even though he didn't win the Coleman. He was 5 goals off Charlie Curnow, but I still think he was much better than what Charlie was. If you look towards sort of how he played his role in 2022, did get up the ground a lot. He won't be able to do that so early on in the season, given Tom Hawkins is out. So Jay Cameron, put 20 goals on the board in the first 5 rounds, please, and try and lead all the way here. I believe he'll win the Coleman, and $8 is a pretty good bet, given that you think that Charlie Cameron will sort of resort to the mean, as well as not Charlie Cameron, what's his name? Charlie Curnow. Charlie Cameron will kick a bunch of goals as well.
He'll still kick a bunch, but not Coleman, yeah.
But there's a lot of players in some of these teams that are going to take goals off each other, which isn't a bad thing. It makes for exciting football. But Cameron being that one-out dominant forward around.
They don't have anyone else that kicks goals,
Yeah, so I don't mind that at all. $8, get around it, let's go.
I like him if that bet as well. Last year, he even played a little bit of midfield and on the wing and stuff, but he won't be able to do that, like you said, for at least the first few rounds. So, he'll cash in, and, I like it.
And that could be the thing as well. If he's playing up the field once Tom Hawkins comes back and he's deep, that's when we sort of have a look to see what teams have a very easy go of it. That's where you maybe back a Harry Mackay or a Charlie Curnow to go back-to-back, because Carlton have a very, very weak draw for how good they were last year during the season.
Yeah, okay.
You'll be able to check out our season previews at codebet.com.au coming up soon with our over-under victory guesses.